Christians.
Any more?
That's actually all the ones we have, but if anything else happens, we'll definitely be filming more, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a series planned for when future Quebec, when they're measuring the size of your cross or your Star of David jewelry? And
Oh, yeah, we're definitely, the thing is, stuff keeps happening. It never seems to stop. So, one thing is, it's like we love it because it's English comedians and French comedians kind of working together. And I mean, like, I'm actually an Anglophone, and I write this in English, and I let the French comics totally do what they want with the scripts so that it's way more authentic, right? So, we're definitely going to film some more in the future if things come up. Anybody else would like to ask anything?
Have you ever suffered from the language police?
Me particularly, only with stand-up. We produce a lot of shows, and when I produce shows, they're usually in English. So we get a lot of. You got to make that bilingual and make sure it's bigger in French. Make sure, So we get that sometimes. That's right. You've obviously lived in Montreal. All right then.
Are you bilingual?
Myself, I'm still learning.
Which two languages?
Pardon me?
Which two languages are you still learning?
English and bad English. Yes.
Do you go to clubs like all around Quebec? Like I'm just wondering what
That's the thing. Quebec has kind of got its own entertainment, got a culture within itself. I mean, they have huge French stars. So in Quebec, there's really only 2, now 3 stand-up comedy clubs. We just got a Yuck Yucks there for the first time. It's pretty insulated. The French comics, like English, pretty cool. The French comics, they come over and do comedy in English all the time. Not so much the reverse. So it's 2 clubs. They're pretty good. Yeah. I don't think there's a violation of the translators in that. I think it's a little Yuck Yucks now, so.
Do you have any idea about how the separatists feel about the Just the Last Comedy Festival? Which is basically all English, right?
But see, there's actually, Just pour rire. So, there you go. You see, you didn't know that, did you? So, there's actually a completely different festival in French. And they get guys from Europe, and it's huge. Again, the French comedy scene, it's like huge in itself. And if, again, you're not going into French comedy, you're not really going to know about it. You know about the English just for laughs. Yeah, it's not as good, but still go. Yes.
So the Quebec comedy scene, is there a lot of French comics that are making fun of the French too, or is it more just making fun of the English too?
I know one comedian who has kind of transcended, the whole language issue. Sugar Sammy, I don't know if you guys have heard about him, but he actually, because, there's a lot of people in Quebec who prefer Quebec, being one language, and then there's everybody else who are like, we prefer it to be bilingual because that's what makes it, it's kind of special. And Sugar Sammy, he was the one comedian who said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a bilingual tour. So he's actually probably maybe the biggest comic in Quebec right now because he made it not English, not French, but bilingual. He does, he gets bilingual comics that come together, and he has shows that are totally diverse. So it's starting to get better, at the very least within the comedy community, because we know it's ridiculous, just like you guys know it's ridiculous, Yes?
Are you familiar with Tac?
Yes, I have watched that a few times, yeah.
I couldn't help but think of their skits, which for those who don't know is little marionette-type comedy skits that are just 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. But your stuff was just like that, so I wonder if you thought of sort of crossing into a different genre for your writing.
Yeah, well, we're always looking for stuff to, satire. We do a lot of different stuff. This one, usually, to be honest, like, I prefer to stay away from the politics. So much crazy stuff is happening, so much that I really like to make light of things. I want to try to make people happy here, but when this happened, you just couldn't avoid it, especially, again, like, I'm an English speaker, and I have tons of French friends, right? So we just had to do it, call up all the French comedians and just attack. at that point. But yeah, we're always doing stuff. I mean, we have a website, it's flipsidecomedy.com. We do a lot of diverse comedy, not just French, English stuff. But we do have if there's any hockey fans out there, we have a video about the war between Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leafs. It's called The Habs and the Habs Not, so if you guys want to go online and check that out, it's not bad. Anybody else? Yes?
If we wanted to get a copy of your movie, of your film, where could we do that?
Yeah, I mean, you can go to YouTube, type in Language Police, all our videos will come up, or you can go to flipsidecomedy.com, and yeah, we have all of our videos there. We have about, I don't know, 20, 30 videos up there, and we're always releasing new stuff. So yeah, you might find something else that you like. That's flipsidecomedy.com, ladies and gentlemen. Yes?
What do you find is different between what French and English people find funny? Because when you talk about just for laughs, when you see that just for laughs shorts, I'm baffled. I'm baffled by reading or
So you do or you don't like them?
I don't.
Yeah. You know what's interesting? Okay, you know what's interesting about those, because you notice there's no talking, it's just gags, right? That, I was told, is actually one of the most popular shows in the world. Yeah, but it's a funny thing, because like, you know, they're all, French comedy, and Quebec, you think it to be French spoken in it, right? But I find the French humor, the only thing that I see different between French humor and English humor is just that they're a little bit more physical. It's more physical humor, whereas I find the English humor just to be a little bit more cerebral, like I find English likes more witticisms, and French comedy is bigger gestures, people slipping on bananas, you know how it is. Sorry, it's actually really funny. I don't mean to be. Oh yeah, of course.
It's funny, that show Just for Laughs. I mean, I used to live in Singapore and Hong Kong, and you would take the subway from the airport in Hong Kong downtown, and they would show it on these little screens in the subway. And I had never seen this show before, so I was trying to figure out, where is this show from? Trying to look for little clues as to, is this from Belgium? So I couldn't really tell where it was from.
Until you saw a sign in the background, and you're like, okay, that's definitely Quebec.
Singapore, Hong Kong, and every Asian country, they show that.
Yep. So, yeah. Anybody else?
What was this movie made?
Oh, we made this, we started making them after Pastigate, which was March. Yeah, this March, and then things just kept happening. Yeah, it's right now, the whole thing right now is they're trying to keep people from wearing any religious gear in any, I'm sure you've heard of it, any government work. So we're working on something. We're working on something there. Yeah, oh yes. We actually hope that they stay in power because, more material for us, I'm voting for them. Yeah.
Just a little comment. We were shopping in Montreal earlier this year, and did you know that Pauline Marois' favorite shop in Montreal is Ogilvy's?
Really?
She loves Ogilvy's.
That's weird. I'll be sure to tell all my friends. Thank you. I think I will. Yeah, I want to put her in my next movie. We've sent some emails, but she hasn't returned them. I guess we should write them in French. Exactly. Yeah. Any other questions?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm wondering who are your comic inspirations and why?
My comedic inspirations. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of I grew up watching Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. I watched Delirious when I was 9, so that had a serious effect on me. But I think it might have changed me, possibly for the worse. Love Dave Chappelle. I'm a huge Bill Burr fan. I don't know if you know Bill Burr. Yeah, he was actually on Breaking Bad. He's one of my favorites. Aziz Ansari. These guys, they really speak to me as a comedian. One of my biggest influences was Bill Hicks. He's a guy who died of cancer way back when he actually got his start. He blew up during Just for Laughs. Really great comic. Just kind of guys who think out of the box, really huge free thinkers, you know. So yeah, if you haven't seen Bill Hicks, he's a lot of documentaries out on him. You should definitely check that out. Yeah. Yes.
Will you come back next year with more material?
Yes, definitely. I love this festival. It's great. You guys are an awesome audience. And if you guys didn't understand some of the French, it's actually bilingual. Unfortunately, we didn't format it enough for the screen. You probably saw a little bit of the writing at the bottom. So you might have missed some of the jokes if you're not fluently bilingual. So if you want, again, on YouTube, flipsidecomedy.com, you got all the subtitles. Everything's there for you. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you.
Fred, book
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys very much.
Okay, so that's it for this afternoon. Tonight is China Cyber Spying. Please come back. It's going to be an amazing movie, but the panel discussion is going to be even better with the ex-head of security for Northtown.